Bowling in the backseat, generating steam heat, with faith in the backbeat of the blitzkrieg bop. They're moving in a straight line, going through a tight one. The kids are losing their minds on the blitzkrieg bop. Yeah, oh, let's go, let's shoot 'em in the back, boy. What they want, I don't know. All revved up and ready to go. They're bowling in the backseat, generating steam heat, faith in the backbeat of the blitzkrieg bop. With faith in the backbeat of the blitzkrieg bop. Yeah, oh, let's go. Promise to be true, to believe and behave with honor. Then they turn their backs on you. I can't believe it all. Phony jobs, phony causes, trumped up egos, political bosses, building up their future but they're buying with your life. I can't believe my eyes. As political chorus sings a love song to a city dying in their arms. Don't stay silent, don't stay silent, don't stay silent, don't stay silent. Over drinks and meetings in the oak room, little men are carving up big slices. Doesn't it occur to you? Oh, they could be carving up your life. They're gonna break your heart. They wanna tear another piece of your world, and they got themselves a damn good start. But no, 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 don't you believe them. Don't stay silent, 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 don't stay silent. Thank you. Thank you all. Here in the wireless world. Here's a song that, since it was written a long, long time ago, every 4 years, I think, this song should be on the radio. This song should be heard now more than ever, I think. This is called Election Day. Well, the rainmaker danced before the dawn. He screwed himself into the White House lawn, screaming that he was a Green Mountain boy. The party exploded at the sound of his voice. Not one person missed a beat as the Rain Man fell to a broken knee at the side of a hearse on a silent street, and the sound of a nation's gates slamming shut at his feet. We've got to make them pay. Make 'em act like every day's election day. Election day. Election day. Election day. Now you can stay inside and be safe from the storm. Yeah, but they're tearing the hinges right off of your barn. They're burning the wood that you're safe to stay warm. You didn't think it could happen here. Well, it's happening here, dear. We've got ruined cities with golden pasts, billionaire vultures and peasants underclass, while they like mercury always slip away to line their pockets and fill their safes. You put someone in office, it's a paid holiday. You gotta watch them stay on top of what they do and what they say. Gotta hold them to their promises and their deals. Gotta hold them up against the wall with memories of steel. We've got to make them pay. Make them act like every day is election day. Election day. Election day. Election day. We've got to make them pay. Make them act like every day is election day. Re-election day. Election day. Re-election day. Thank you. All right. And by the way, I'm Martin Foley, and pleased to be here in this wireless live streaming event. And you guys wait till I'm done. You're really gonna have some fun then. Read about the crash on a silent runway. I heard there were survivors. They wouldn't say, and I know you. You could be any place, but I don't know where. Now I'm looking in the papers. I'm looking in the air, and I wonder, are you coming home to witness this? I wonder, are you coming home at all? Rider splits, it cuts the trail in two. Out on swamp success, they're still looking for you. Biters, losers, trying to love, what do they wanna be? I wonder, are you coming home to witness this? I wonder, are you coming home at all? You braved the rain just to come and see me, waltzing through the woodwork, strolling through the scenery, carving birthday wishes on my cement cake, from Billings to Bismarck to Pilgrim State. And I wonder, are you coming home to see me? I wonder, are you coming home at all? Sleeping on sand dunes that shift slowly like shadows, hearing voices from your mirror or gunshots through a window. Just a change of life or just a change of scenery. What about the baby and the DJ Marine? Are you stupid from the stammer or fireworks disease? Do you hold a picture of her to your heart on your knees? Strangled by the silence, stunned by the scenes. You gotta fight for your freedom, you better fight for your dreams. I wonder, are you coming home witness this. I wonder are you coming home at all? Oh, I wonder are you coming home to witness? I wonder are you coming home at all? Oh, I wonder are you coming home to the faces that betrayed you and sent you on your own? I wonder, are you coming home at all? What can you say? What can you do when you find the world wasn't built around you? But if it's right and if it's true, you'll go from heart to heart, to hand to hand. There's so much in life you won't understand. But if you have a dream, make a plan, and maybe you'll say, you'll see. Big Dipper said to me, the biggest dogs don't last long, you see. Their hearts explode like comets. I took him at his word as a natural fact. That was it, and that was that. But if I could get that moment back, I'd ask him to stay. Boat on a lake, pretty as a book. I could see it clearly now. A little while later, take another look. It's not so easy how it fades away. Sometimes it feels as though the things you thought you were, you thought you knew, but you never know. Selfish bastard that I am. Had a good run, but I wanna run again. I don't want this to ever end. I wonder if God shuts the door. You've been giving it all and you still want more. But if I could have just one word to say, stay, stay. It would be stay. Please stay. Daylight came early, I slipped on my morning clothes in search of an outlet. I'll find a much stronger dose, and thinking about it, it hurts more than you'd ever know. And I'd like to tell you, you've seen my morning clothes before. I should have known it would dissolve and disintegrate. You wouldn't give an inch and I wouldn't take it. Won't be long until bending turns to breaking, and then leave on the scene all dissolve and disintegrate. How can I show you when the trains don't run there. Don't ask me to wait around, I haven't the time to spare. Dissolve and disintegrate. When forgetting means forgiving, when love becomes a living, then perhaps I'll bury it deep beneath my floors. If pretension stops pretending, if defenses take to mending, then perhaps I'll end this 40-year war. How can I show you when the trains don't run there? Don't ask me to wait around, I haven't the time to spare. Dissolve and disintegrate. How can I show you when the subways don't go there? Don't ask me to wait around, I have all the time to spare. Dissolve and disintegrate. 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 Thank you. It sits there silently, where it once had so much to say. It listened to us every day, every day, every day. Doors and floors are united still, the walls hold the ghosts of frames, echoes in the hallway, memories of everything. The heated barely whispers now, but the lights are still abuzz. The pipes are solemn and the broom stands proud, looking for dust and waiting for us. Every room was a stage here, it's the greatest show on. Sitting at the kitchen table, it's getting hard to see, wishing I were able to find words, the right words to say. Conversation before we shut the door. Ain't no prize and consolation when forevermore is nevermore. Forevermore is nevermore. We grow up, we grow old, we go on. We grow up, we grow old, we go on. We grow up, we grow old, we go on.
This first poem is a true story about what can happen to a guy. With a pocket full of cash and a pant full of lust, I hit the nearest dive. It was paradise or bust. Just back in town, I was hungry to play for that magical connection, only 3 drinks away. From my labors on the sea, I made a tidy sum, and now I want to blow it all on a wild night of fun. To the Carousel Lounge, where the zoo goes round, where rough and ready critters are the freakiest in town. It's just down Piss Pot Alley off a street that's always dark, with a spluttering sign calling out, and no place to park. Here the moon meets Saturn on a Tuesday night, where a guy can get lucky and his wrong can go right. The bar was packed with the usual dopes, a fool for every rogue and a neck for every rope. I saw a good time gal and her party boy, jumping and a thumping and hobbled ahoy! I saw sassy meatballs with their slobbering louts, the slaves of Johnny B. You know what I'm talking about. I saw a bearded lady with her tattooed sissy son, the world's oldest hooker and a killer on the run. I saw a pair of biggies drinking over by the door. For a guy in a hurry, who could ask for more? I saw a no-count Duke on a hook left to rot, and a rubber-lipped dolly, the queen of all hot. And as the free bird took wing and the osprey strikes, to a drunk on the hunt, all meat smells alike. And there she stood in the middle of the place, floating on the music, bending time and space, arousing all around her this goddess of sorts, the one and only savior for every long and shorts. Like a shark on the prowl, she scanned the room. Minnows and eels in a bubbly sea of doom. Free-floating flounder and salmon kings, crabs on the cakewalk, and squids with wing, dogfish and starfish and shrimp by the pound, a marlin, a tuna, a dolphin who drowned. She had a lighthouse head and a spandex tail. I had a piece of string and a rusty nail. So I hoisted my anchor and cruised through the shoals, my leaky skiff steady. 'Twas a good night to troll. Like a glow in the fog, she was high and bright. That's when my whiskey morph took his last flight. The history of mankind was written on her face, a blazing sign that promised vacant space. She said, "Do I know you?" I said, "Maybe you do. From the last matinee of Sweetmeat LaRue." What man could resist those funhouse eyes, crazed from the pain and a lifetime of lies? We spun and we danced in the blur of booze. I went all in with nothing to lose. Back at her place, which was up over the bar, she lit candles and incense and I noticed a head in a jar. What heaven forfend might this strange thing be? A message from Mars or the bite of a flea? The Eye of Horus, she whispered, of course. Good God, I said, I can't, but I must. Then that'll make a whore of both of us. Resurrect me, woman, wash the dirt from my soul. Tell me I'm a good man, only you can make me whole. Then I felt this itch, and a shock and a twitch. And I heard myself ask, what manner of bitch are you? And she laughed without evil like a snake in the shade. I am who I am, and who the world has made. But you're the same old story, so sadly mistaken. I ain't got your church, plus all your prayers are taken. Then she muttered something weird, and the air turned to stone, and her bed became an altar of blood, skulls, and bone, and the room turned to jelly, a red swirling hell, as the ceiling blew away, and she cast another spell. What was is now, gone again and again, and you're trapped in a house of doors without end. For you live in a cage of your own mind's device. Now your fate is all mine on a roll of the dice. Your spirit and flesh are one once again, as before the fall, with a final amen. Sucked down in her dungeon beyond her darkest depths, running through a no man's land, down 99 steps. Upside down I traveled, along that fiery road, my head a throbbing planet, and so I did explode. True story. Then I dragged my remains back out her chamber door, but she was already downstairs dancing in the bar. And by the ragged cells of my sad, bedeviled boat, it was all I could do to keep myself afloat. They say every now and then a blind beggar gets a nut, and now I'm on the street again, just another broken mutt. A man will work at whatever he can find, railroad, timber, fishing, the bottom of a mine. Such is justice, such was my life, the jailhouse or the gallows, the gun or the knife. So what lesson did this old salt learn from that lounge called Carousel? Sometimes things go round wrong, and heaven can be hell. So, your uncle had a wooden neck, and as a girl, he used to stand by the light of a mumbling moon, up all night, picking splinters from the drapes. And your aunt, she had bronze kneecaps, and every summer you'd polish them, blinding hawks in the boiling barnyard sun. And your mother was a rodent who was addicted to ginger snaps and had a bad back, which you inherited from all those years and years on the night shift, scrubbing vats down at the Velveeta factory. And your father, he was the piggy bank, pink plastic and stuffed with corn chips, who worked in ladies' lingerie, spending Saturdays alone in the basement with his hand grenade collection. And your brother, he was a rope trick, slathered with axle grease, who vanished one day under the wheels of a traveling game show. Which brings us to your sister. Now, she was quite the firefly who burned down the town, but naturally they blamed you. And you, poor girl, had to leave on the hairy back of a giant toad. You later married, divorced, and remarried in Reno, Vegas, and Reno. You who all your life had to masquerade as a chubby slab of insecure fun. The girl who got good grades and loved to sing Patsy Cline's greatest hits. wearing nothing but her mother's best rhinestone tiara. Yes, back then you were very musical, and you would have gone far too if that accident hadn't changed everything. When the medication they prescribed produced those terrible side effects, which might explain the obsession you developed for antique shawls, pit bulls, and your unhealthy relationship with that semi-famous rodeo clown. Which more or less brings us up to right now. Now you feel finally pretty good about your life, except for your roommate who thinks she's you when you're not pretending to be her. And other than the occasional eczema outbreak and your asthma, which only flares up in Chinese restaurants, and your diabetic cat, and the student loan, things seem to be going pretty well. Even on those uncertain nights when you find yourself sleepwalking into the kitchen on a high wire, smoking a king-size menthol, dying to spend the remainder of your inheritance on half a jar of peanut butter and a handful of Toll House morsels and a 20-ounce Diet Coke. And just when you decide to finally stop searching for whatever it was that made it all turn out like this, you get the feeling that it's all probably still right here, stuck somewhere deep inside the hard white chill of your refrigerator, behind the instant energy packets, the tiny bottles of lime amnesia, back near the flavored pantyhose and wobbly carrots, huddled close between a lost avocado and that really expensive lump of moldy imported cheese. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? There it squats, the thing you pretend not to see every time you open that door. That long expired container of small curd, low fat, part skim cottage cheese with acidophilus, waiting for you like a smiling ancient green whiskered surprise. And you realize that after all the broken berries and twisted soups, after all the stopped up drains and burnt pork promises, after all the cream-filled daddies and freeze-dried mommies, and all the polyunsaturated substitutes and organically grown alternatives, you're really not so alone as you sometimes like to think, standing there, dramatically illuminated by the low-watt glow of an open fridge at 4 a.m. Almost understood. She phoned the doctor and wiped up the mess and waited. The cheerful birdcage remained silent. In the kitchen, the light was brighter where he once stood, singing his little songs of pain. If only it hadn't rained. Just yesterday, the view seemed clear and blue as the pools of Babylon. Everything was set. The accordion was paid for, the roof is finally finished, and there was still enough frosting left to decorate a second cake. Even the people in the next apartment took a break and stopped screaming at each other. As if the 4th of July would never come, she watched from the window. The men got out of the truck. They were young and strong and handsome, just as she had hoped. The end of the day was beginning to unfurl into a pair of immense yellow wings. She felt the breeze skit across her face. Soon everything will take off and disappear behind the clouds. Soon the bells will ring. Soon everything will take off and disappear behind the clouds. Soon the bells will ring. I sadly reached Philadelphia from the shores of Lake Baikal to find the thing that barely breathed, who used to be my pal. It was him my fortunes turned upon, this man I used to know, a shilling left over, staring back from not so long ago. A warehouse that smelled electrical with iron doors tight shut, rusted pipes and razor wire, my life lodged in a rut. Hidden in the hinterlands, I lived a shameful mess, the vision of a man alive, skinned and yet still dressed. I found a number and wondered why I hadn't called before. As it rang, my panic reached a pick. I trembled to my core. Hello, a ballpoint voice, so strong and sharp and quick. I dropped the phone, hung it up. My tongue had gone too thick. I could not talk. My mind said no, but yes, my body spoke. From death to life and back again, a sick and morbid joke. Trapped inside myself again, a frozen shadow on the wall. A clock that kills with every tick, a wound for every fall. Came a priest back from the underworld, a pious hypocrite, entered from the back of house with no place left to sit. Too weak to be a good man, too dumb to be a fool. The price that one must pay for attending such a school. A camel squints through a needle as gnats fill up my cup, while gravity plays a dirty trick, swapping down for up. Like some sorry sheet of used up foil, I'm rolling up a hill, all bald and burnt, its greasy meat, a jagged, rancid pill. My mind has carved a box of stone, dark without escape, a cage my human built himself for his own true inner ape. If time said take this clay, now go sculpt who you need to be, I'd leave the tools for want of skill and create the same old me. And this venture that brought me here on a lonely star-coursed trip, the search for a golden yesterday knocked me down upon my lips, where all at once I believed and spoke had turned to bitter gall, the gift of prayers unanswered on the shores of Lake Baikal. Insects tend to congregate where a mammal has urinated. And my life is more beautiful than your life. Argus Darkus, Prince of Shadows, Duke of Puke, Baron of Beef, Ghoul of Drool. And this, by the way, includes every last liquefied moment compressed into the flickering retina of a gazelle as it's pounced on by a cheetah for the 10,000th time on the Nature Channel. Beware the brazen sloth, that slow treachery of stinky kill, the bastard teammate bearing the smiling shit-covered spoon and the open container of Ben and Jerry's. A true master never measures. A true master just pours and pours and pours. I saw the Dalai Lama in Safeway. I saw Rasputin over at the Orange Julius stand. I saw Pablo Picasso at the car wash. I saw Frank Zappa and Franz Kafka standing outside the Museum of Art, laughing at the same joke. I saw Nixon at the DMV, Martha Stewart making out with Rin Tin Tin on the cover of People. I saw Pol Pot at the takeout place, William Shakespeare at the Xerox place, King Tut down at Sears, Jack Ruby at the synagogue, and Lee Harvey Oswald getting drunk with Marilyn Monroe. Ah, but you're an enigmatic scumbag, Charlie Brown. And I really hate to tell you this, but you got cat hair on the rim of your crock pot. Flying south on the red eye. Have a good trip. Just don't sniff the headrest. Show me a woman who can slide up the banister, a woman who grows on trees. Show me a woman who has never gone fishing, a woman dressed in spring, a woman with licorice lips, a woman languid and waiting for rain. Show me a woman who dissolves in moonlight, a woman who laughs at time. Show me a woman who makes honeydew sunburst, music and limes. Show me a woman. Show me a woman like the one, like the one, like the one who never got away. Show me a woman who was raised by wolves and keeps a canary in her crown. Show me a woman who likes to go swimming, a woman who sings in her sleep, a woman with mustard on her chin. Show me a woman who eats with her feet, a woman who eats the past with relish, a woman who eats the sea. Show me a woman with vibrating teeth and a trapdoor to bliss. Show me a woman taking the bath in the teardrop of a heartbroken whale, a woman crushed petunias, a woman with roses for sale. Show me a woman with eyes, a woman watching me, watch her, watch me, watch her. Show me a woman who waits for nothing, a woman who hates neon and loves kangaroos. Show me the woman of the whispering peach, a woman in egg drop soup. Show me a woman on fire, a woman who can blow bubbles of silk, a woman who has 2 breasts, 4 husbands, 16 baby ocelots, and a dozen dreams. Show me that woman. Show me a woman who needs a fix, a woman with a new look and a couple of days to kill. Show me a woman with sour milk, a woman who rolls her own, a woman of magical days, a woman in 3 parts connected, a woman asleep on the trembling shore. Show me a woman who breaks glass, a woman who is happy, a woman who floats away. Show me a woman who starts World War VIII and sticks around to clean up the mess. Show me a woman who doesn't care, a woman who works the weather, a woman who smells like wheat. Show me a woman in the darkness, a woman of many colorful bones, a woman smitten with rage. Show me a woman with hair that speaks in tongues. Show me a woman who can play the harp with chocolate fingers, a woman who plucks olives from the clouds, a woman of potatoes and snow, a woman who makes dogs from dead leaves. Show me a woman who dances with the ghost of tomorrow and cries with oysters. Show me a woman who comes up at night, a woman whose feet are unwrapped and unraveled, a woman who doesn't belong. Show me a woman who melts in the late afternoon, a woman who knows what no woman knows. Show me a woman who smiles, a woman of water, a woman of vapor, a woman of light. Show me such a woman, and I'll be hiding under my bed. Another day, another bad smell. 20,000 years in Sing Sing, and I'll never see Paris again. The ashtrays are full, and Mommy's on the couch, rereading the story of Oink. She's just lightly dozing, snug under a good and plenty quilt. While another terribly important interview spills from the giant TV screen, revealing more insightful truths about crack-headed transvestite ex-Jesuit lawyers who prefer bondage, bonbons, and bulimia, with hermaphrodite cybernet tycoons fighting to prove false memories of parental abuse by non-biological siblings with chronic exhibition syndrome. These kids were sold to the government to be used in laboratories for spontaneous human combustion demonstrations. Not since Nestle's Quick has so much milk turned brown. Daddy's across town building a birdhouse. The man who once feared power tools now talks about fish and fights back with a plastic tomahawk. Little lambs walk upside down wearing bright lemon peel raincoats. Planets of primary color spin monotonously in place. A good stiff wind could pick this whole place up and drop it down on the mall. Yep, that should make life a little easier. Pretty soon, the first grade. There's a valley and a school and a steeple sticking through the membrane that separates ape from apricot. The myth of scrambled eggs becomes clear. This one is dedicated to Wimpy from the Popeye cartoons. I wish it wasn't true, but by next Tuesday, the world will be gone. Not just my world or your world, but everybody's world. Everybody, everything, the whole shebang, gone. I know it's short notice, and there's no time left for anything, so forget it. If you hadn't already been there by now, don't bother. Angkor Wat, the pyramids, Peoria. Might well cross them all off your list because it's too late. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday or bust. Yeah, I know. We had more than enough chances and more than enough time to make things right, to make amends, to make that call, to make the world still good again. Some of us did, some of us didn't. It doesn't matter. That train has left the station. All in all, can we just say we had a decent run and be glad we were given this much? So don't feel so bad. Cheer up. At least it's not Monday. It's all set. Tuesday is written in stone. There's no turning back. Ready or not, we're done. 'Twas a blonde and stormy night. I was hitchhiking, back when people used to do such things, you know, hitchhike, take their chances on the highway. You might get your throat slit, or you might find yourself getting picked up in some white van with no windows. Bind, torture, kill, that kind of a thing. Anyway, what the heck? I had nowhere to go, so I decided to hitchhike. It started to drizzle. She stopped. She was driving a Camino, an El Camino, that is. It was a gold pickup truck, kind of rusted on the side, but had good wheels. I got in. She was barefoot, with sparkle paint toenails and dirty feet. Hello? Where to? Well, I was going to ask you the same thing. In about 10 minutes, we turned off into a little road that terminated at an old barn. An old barn, an old barn. It looked abandoned, but I could hear goats. So I thought, hey, a petting zoo. Maybe, maybe. This one's for you, she said as she handed me a warm beer. We talked about things, about current events, about goats, about our great nation, and we kind of like agreed to disagree because, you know, warm beer. I told her, I think the Constitution is all stucco, just a facade on that same old rickety shack. She said maybe so, but a roof is still a roof. It's starting to rain. And it started to rain. Harder and harder and harder. Thunder, lightning. 'Twas a blonde and stormy night. Oh yeah. Thank you.